Hello, everyone. I'm going to be going over the secure text messaging solution called Imprivata Cortext, which we'll be implementing at Heywood. Um, Imprivata Cortext is a secure text messaging solution, which is required for sending patient information via text messaging. So it is a HIPAA compliant text messaging solution that is encrypted in transit and at rest. This is what makes it a secure messaging solution and one that is required versus using your SMS text message on your phone. Some of the reasons we are implementing this at Heywood is, first of all, to make sure that patient information is safe and that we're texting their information through a secure solution. We also want to make it streamlined so that all of your communication can be done through Imprivata Cortext if need be. For the IT folks, they want to make sure that they're not getting any HIPAA violations from people texting patient information through their phone and not through the secure text messaging solution. And for clinical leadership, we want to make sure, of course, patient information is always safe and that we're compliant, but also that the clinicians are happy with the solution. So Imprivata Cortext is a really easy to use secure text messaging solution. It is one that is hosted in the cloud. There's a database in the cloud that handles all of the messaging. It's available to administrators for up to a year to download and to audit all of those messages that are sent within the community. It is a user-based solution. And what that means is that you can log in with your Active Directory credentials on as many mobile devices as you'd like. Not only that, but you can also log into the desktop application. And the desktop has been rolled out now to many of the endpoints and devices, desktops and thin clients within your organization. So the IT folks have taken care of that for the most part. You can log into as many devices as you'd like. So you have your phone, a tablet, the desktop application, and there's also a web application that you can access to send text messages. Again, you only need to log in with your Active Directory credentials into all of these. And I will show you that in our demo. You can text your patients and their families through their SMS phone number if they provide that to you. So from within our Cortext solution, you can type in their phone number, send them a message. It will be an encrypted link that they receive. They can tap on that and they can read the message that you send. I'll show you that in our demo. Those messages are also saved in that database that's stored in the cloud. So we can audit those messages and retrieve them if need be. You can create groups of your own people that you converse with commonly. So you can create groups of your own people, and also there can be groups created at the high level that the administrator will create. That might include a group of people that need to receive a code message, or for the entire community that can be used for a weather alert or something that needs to be told to everyone. You can request callbacks instantly. So you just basically type in your phone number if you'd like, and you can have someone call you back on that phone number. We can also text photos from within the Cortext solution. If we do that, those photos are considered HIPAA compliant. So you can take pictures of patients or their wounds. Finally, on this slide, the really important feature of Imprivata Cortext is the read receipt. So unlike a paging environment where you're not sure if the person that you paged received your message or read it, we can tell if a recipient has read the message because there's an envelope that opens as soon as they read the message. And I will show you that in my demo. That's really important. It also has a timestamp on it, and we can audit that timestamp and the read receipt indication for the message. All right, I'm going to jump right into the demo. and show you how this works. So on the right part of my screen, I have the desktop application. It's not logged in yet. And on the left part of my screen, I have a mobile device. It's an iPhone. You can download the Cortext application from any of your providers, iOS or Google Play, any of your application where you receive your applications for free. It's called Imprivata Cortext, and you can download it for free. I'm going to show you how to log in first to the mobile device. As you can see, once I download the Imprivata Cortext app onto my phone, it's going to look like this. I can log in with my Active Directory credentials, which would be your username at corp.root.heywood.org and your password, or an easy way to do it would be to log into the desktop application. Now, if you are using single sign-on, your username and password will be automatically submitted for you. So you don't need to type it into your Cortext app on a desktop, but I'm going to do that here just because I don't have one sign on here. So you would just simply launch Cortext and it will log you in. Opened on my other screen. There we go. And I logged on to the desktop as Dr. Smith. There is a mobile icon here that I can click on and I can follow these instructions. Get the app from the App Store or Google Play, download it, which I've done on my phone, and click on the Scan In button, which I'm doing right now on my phone. And then it asks you if you're at a computer. Yes, I'm at my desktop. And it was so fast that it just read that QR code and it asks me for an unlock code. The unlock code can be any four digits. I'm going to put in 1, 2, 3, 4 for now. And it lets me into the application. So it's as simple as that. Pretty easy. If you're not sitting at a desktop like I was here, you can simply log into your Cortext application with your username and password for Active Directory. All right, go ahead. Did you have a question, Jamie?
Yeah. So just wanted to add that you only have to do that the first time you log into Cortext on your mobile device. All other times you launch the application, it's just going to ask you for that PIN code. It's not going to ask you for your username and password anymore. So just make sure that 4-digit PIN, you remember that, because that's what you're going to use to log in.
Correct. Thank you. Yes, we're simply going to lock and unlock the Cortext application on your phone, so you won't need to log in every time. I'm going to sign out of the desktop application so I can log in as a different user so I can show you a conversation back and forth. I'll do that really quickly, I hope. Oh. I'm going to log in here as nurse speaker. All right, so here it is. I'm logged in as nurse speaker on the desktop application, and I'm logged on as Dr. Smith on my mobile device. I'm going to start a conversation, really simple. Nurse speaker is going to click on send a new message, and she's going to click on Carolyn, type in Carolyn, and she has a list of Carolyns that she knows, and she's going to click on Carolyn Smith. We're going to say, please come to the 4th floor. So a couple of things on your mobile device. When nurse speaker sends you a message, for example, it's going to come over with a little number 1. That means it's one unread message. Nurse speaker looks at her desktop. There's a closed envelope. That means that Dr. Smith has not read the message yet. If I tap on nurse speaker's message, I receive it and notice the open envelope. So this is important. This shows that the message has been read and it has a timestamp. This is considered a complete conversation already, and it's stored in the cloud in the database. We can download or extract that message and look at it if you have proper administrative rights. Also, you can use it for auditing purposes. From your mobile device, I'm going to show you a few ways you can reply to nurse speaker's message. So right away, down the bottom here is where you can start to type a reply. You can say, Okay, click on send. There's some audible tones on the desktop, and there's some audible tones on your mobile device that you can choose in settings, and I can show you that in just a minute. The exclamation point will indicate that this is an urgent message. So I tap on that exclamation point and I start to type my reply. If I just want to have a canned message, there are a few of them if you click on this ellipsis. So these are the ones that are stored with Cortext, and it's just a way to type it quickly and send it quickly. So if I click on or tap on my way, it types it. Oh, it's kind of obnoxious noise. It types on my way and sends it. Now that audible sound is a something that we can set in our mobile device. There's a couple of things that we see with the urgent message. One is it's encapsulated in red, but also you get that special tone or a different tone than you would hear if you have just a routine message. I'm going to show you that really quick before I continue on with our conversation. That is in the settings in your mobile device. So down the bottom right, down here, you'll see there's settings. I tap on that and we have different options for different types of messages. We have urgent alerts and routine alerts. If I tap on urgent alerts, there's a number of different sounds that I can choose from. These are actually they're proprietary sounds that were created by Imprivata to indicate that it's an urgent versus a routine message. You can choose the volume, you can choose the piercing sounds, or you can choose also the different types of sounds that you might hear for just plain old routine alerts. If you notice, they're different. So the selected sounds here, they're a little bit nicer, bells and chimes and flourish and chirp. So those are the different alerts and different sounds you can set on your mobile device. I'm going to go back to our conversation and continue this conversation with Nurse Speaker. So there's more that I can do for messaging. I can go ahead and click on this plus indication here or icon. Here are some other things I can do. I can take a photo. I can choose an existing photo from my camera roll, or I can request a callback. So I'm going to go ahead and take a photo. This is going to be of my glasses, but because it's HIPAA compliant, we can take pictures of patients and their wounds or any patient information. It's okay to do that as long as you're within the Cortext application when you take the photo. I'm going to go ahead and use that photo, send it along, and Nurse Speaker will receive the message. She can click on that photo, and that's pretty much all she's allowed to do to the photo is just enlarge it. On the mobile device, I can tap on that photo and pinch it to zoom in and zoom out, but I'm not allowed to save it out to my camera roll. All right. A couple of other features of Cortext that I wanted to go over. One is the availability status. So you'll notice that Nurse Speaker is available to receive messages. And I know that because there's a little green checkbox. It shows also on my mobile device. If Nurse Speaker changes her availability status, or let's do, for example, Dr. Smith changing her availability status, she could change it to busy. And she can say that she's going to be at lunch. We can just say she's at lunch and go back to status. And she's going to be there until, let's say 5:45. She's going to take a really long lunch. So Dr. Smith just set her status to busy, and it's going to expire today at 5:45. I go back to my inbox, you'll notice that when Nurse Speaker looks at Dr. Smith's status, she sees that she's at lunch. She's still able to send her a message. So Dr. Smith received that message, even though she's in a status of busy. If she does change her status to do not disturb, however, it changes the functionality of Cortext. And I'll show you how that works. So nurse speaker sees that Dr. Smith is do not disturb. She tries to send her a message. It is not received. And that is because Dr. Smith will not receive her messages if she's in do not disturb mode until she changes her availability status to either available or busy. So I'll send it back to available. And she receives nurse speaker's messages that say vacation. All right, so that is the availability status feature. I'm going to go over one more main feature of Cortext, and it's called the out-of-network feature. So this is what I mentioned in our slideshow, that where a patient or a patient's family can message a doctor or a hospitalist and ask for information. As long as they provide you with their phone number, you can send them a message through Cortext, and it will be HIPAA compliant. So to start with that, I can click on this icon here, which indicates create a new message. And I'm going to type in the phone number that my patient gave me. And that will be actually this phone number, so you can see what it looks like. And there's the phone number that my patient gave me. Notice that it says you are sending an out-of-network message. So you're only allowed to send an out-of-network message to one person at a time. I'm going to say your results are in. Call my office. Now, I do not need to publish my phone number at all. So I'm sending from this phone, but I'm not required to put in my phone number or to send my phone number anywhere. So I'm going to send that along, and I should get a text message. I'm going to go to my text messages. Oops. Yeah, there it is. So this is what the patient will see. Dr. Smith at Forward Advantage sent you an encrypted message via Imprivata Cortext. There's an encrypted link here. This is all HIPAA compliant. Notice this phone number at the top. This is a bogus phone number that this message is coming from. So if the patient tries to call that phone number or wants to get in touch with Dr. Smith in any other way, she will not be able to. So this phone number, if she calls it, if the patient calls it, they will get a recording that says tap on your encrypted link to read the message. I'm going to go ahead and tap on the link, and you'll see that this is the message Dr. Smith sent to the patient. Your results are in, call my office. If you reply once, this message will tear down right away. If they do not reply, it will expire in 2 days. So my patient is going to say, thanks, Dr. C, and send that. Notice it's grayed out, and I'm going to go back to my Cortext application as Dr. Carolyn. And it signed me out. I'm going to just simply put in my unlock code. I remember it. And you'll see my patient Joe has replied to my out of network message. The other thing I wanted to mention is that my patient Joe could actually be a contact on my phone. So I can bring in my contacts to send out of network messages to. That is all I had to cover. I'd like to ask Jamie if there's anything else that you wanted me to cover for this demo.
Thank you so much, Carolyn. Great job. So I just wanted to add that we are going live with Cortext on Tuesday, March 22nd and Wednesday, March 23rd. More information will be forthcoming via email, and we will be publishing a schedule of times where we will be walking around to provide elbow-to-elbow support for everybody. So please find that schedule attached to the email. and find us and come get help. And if you have a general problem or question that needs attention, you can contact the help desk by emailing helpstar@heywood.org or giving us a call at extension 6211. Thank you, Carolyn, very much, and we look forward to seeing you all soon. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye now.